and landscaping again 3,500,000. That brings to a total of 459 million. So these figures may not be correct, and they will need to clarify. Although maybe they are more or less than what the Public Works has given. It's about 460 million from the figures of Public Works. But in this one of the county government, there are some repetitions which might lower the figure to become much lower than what they are projected in their totals.
Vice Chair.
Thank you, Chair. And as you stated earlier, the reason we squeezed this particular meeting to be on is to be able to try and close this issue with National Treasury and the governors on when they are going to get the funds. Because I think the common factor with the governors is that they will definitely commit to completing those constructions. Now, Chair, we are having another issue that is cropping from the Public Works, which I would request from you that there be more time and analysis from them to be able to submit what is correct in terms of the mathematical figures. Because if right now we start going through the normal calculation, it might take the whole day in that regard. So that we give the CS time to be able just to respond on when is going to remit the outstanding balance of amount 978 million. And if you could just give 2 minutes to the Public Works or 5 minutes so that they wrap it up. Any other further discussions per every county now, they can be able, through the normal channel, get to understand what are the masks. Because remember, the Chair has emphasized that there's the money that the governors are supposed to input. But the monies from the National Treasury, from where we sit as Senate, is 978 million, which we've been fighting for you, so that the National Treasury, who is seated here, can just simply be able to confirm to you on the timeline. Because if we do not achieve that, and we go back to the mathematics, and we have a timeline, our Chair requested to go for prayers at 1 p.m. So I kindly request this committee that we try and wrap it up and give more time to the CS who is here. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, I've had the questions on the numbers, particularly the completion BQ. The amount committed is not in question. The amount already dispensed is not in question. The amount pending is not in question. If you remember our engagement, governors, CS, works, it was on the basis of what the government originally committed to be availed to counties to be able to finish their project. And we ask as an addition from Public Works, please, so that you don't just hand over a plain document, do an assessment of the project where it is right now and what it requires to complete. Now that is not binding on governors. If the completion BQ you are given, it's now your responsibility to subject it to further test to be able to qualify whether that completion BQ as a guide is going to be sufficient or it needs to be adjusted. Now, the point of our engagement, Governor Mudomi, was counties not receiving what the national government has committed to help, and that becoming the basis of delay for the project not finished, not being completed. I really want us to get to this issue because the issues that has been raised by the senators is an issue that the county government and Public Works can iron it out, even under the guidance of the Intergovernmental Technical Committee. Otherwise, the issue being discussed, as Senator Dulo has shared, the Treasury has already pronounced itself on the position of the government, and it's important that we work within realities of what has been engaged over the last 7 months. Now, as to whether it is 10 million or 50 million or 100 million, Treasury has said we will not have any additional funds to allocate other than what the government has committed before. So the question here is only one. Actually, the options we have is only two. Allow the project for whatever it can be done to continue stalling under the management of public works and treasury and funds flow, and county governments, you become at the periphery, you watch what happens, as it has happened for many years. Or you buy the bullet to take over the responsibility, and National Treasury gives you the money that they have committed, and you plan to complete your project, and you take full responsibility. Now, if the numbers of the inflation factor is scary for you, this is your opportunity to make a decision. There is already an existing engagement that we want to alter. If the alteration is something you cannot take over, then make a decision. We leave the project as it is, status quo remains. Because the point of argument is that we are going to go back and discuss on issues, because ultimately it boils down to money, and that is the position that we have. I don't know whether, Honorable Senators, you understand. The point we have is that these projects are where it is on the basis of the original arrangement. Inflation has taken shape, and that is the reality. We made a request, informed request by the committee, so that instead of handing over the project quietly and then other issues come up, we've requested works to avail a completion BQ and the status report of each project. And the whole document of bunch of documents are with us and our custody that we are going to hand over to Intergovernmental Technical Committee for them to do. So the part of the Treasury is very easy. Appropriation is responsibility of Parliament. What is pending as balance is something we can figure it out with Treasury. Are you as governors, based on this reality, because this inflation factor and what is claimed are things that can be very easily tidied up, you know, in terms of, because if any payments are done, it's through the IFMIS. That number can be extracted and verified. And there are certificates at each stage that can also be verified. If it is money committed through the additional allocation, it's in the bill. What the National Treasury has released or unreleased can be verified. You know, these are information readily available. So the point here is, and this was not supposed to be our primary engagement, but it seems that it will take the better part of the day. My request is for guidance. If you governors, honorable senators representing the counties who are here on behalf of their counties, because they have jurisdiction to make sure what is going on is in their purview, are not comfortable and there are issues that need clarification, we can give a little bit more time for that to happen. I will give you the chance, but in a very brief way. I want to guide so that we can go to what brought us here today. Because once you get the completion BQ, it's your decision to make sure you make the necessary adjustment to complete your project. Now, on that order, and we can give works more time to avail the discrepancies and tidy up the discrepancies as required. I want to give the governors a chance to tell us how you want us to progress from here, because this request came from you. Over to you, Mudomi.
I'll give an opportunity for my fellow governors to speak, but I just want to say one thing, Governor, so that we don't get out of this place and come back for another meeting. You completed your county headquarters yourself without public works. In this scenario, our ask as governors is to divorce ourselves from public works. We do not need any estimates from them. We don't need any figures from them, because most of the contracts here were conceived by the county governments. So was yours. The complication in the whole of this equation is introduction of a middleman in this transaction, which is public works. If the Treasury gave the money directly to the counties, we'd have finished our projects just like you did. So what we are asking now, we are not asking for more resources. What was promised by the national government, which is dispersed from the Treasury, let the balance be dispersed directly to the counties as a conditional grant. You know how we do it, how you do them, because you have other conditional grants. Let CS Professor Nungu give the counties their balances. We will then decide whether to relieve the ACs, whether the landscaping can wait, whether I can vary the roof to fit the money and beat the inflation, as long as my people have a roof over their head. That is the most important. In any case, we have personnel at the county, including the local public works, that can be able to assist us under our supervision in what we require. Counties have architects. They have technical people who can be able to do this work. Why do we have to have a middle person in the name of public works to supervise what counties have to do with their headquarters? 5 counties, 47 minus 5, the other counties did their headquarters and finished. That is all we are asking. Bottom line, divorce us from the public works today. And let Professor Ndungu promise that the balance of the monies be given directly to the counties, and we are out of this. Thank you.
Excuse me, Governor Guyo.
Good afternoon, honorable members. Chair, I'll be brief because of what we've said about the mosque, and we don't want to miss Friday prayers. Chair, the contract for Isiolo was conceived in 2019. The contractor sum was 556 million. The national government chair paid 171 million, and I can see the column of the county. If you go through it, the public work present that the county paid only 9 million. That is not factual. As we are speaking, the county government of Isiolo does not owe the contractor any shilling. That's the last amount of batch of money which the county government of Isiolo paid, 9 million. That is last December. And the headquarter is told because the national government is not doing its part. What we are asking, Chair, and I want to be very big, is for the national government to pay what they promised to pay, which is the 70% of the money. The issue of inflation and the variation, the county will take care of it. As the county government of Isiolo, Chair, we are paying huge amount of money to rent because we don't have space office, because our office have not been completed because of the negligence from the national government. As my senior has said, we want to delink ourselves or divorce ourselves from this animal called public works. That's the reason why the Isiolo headquarters now, 6 years down the line, is still there. So, Chair, I want to commit as a governor of Isiolo County, I'll take care of inflation, variation, and any other thing, as long as the National Treasury release what is owed to them. Thank you, Chair.
Governor Badilisha.
And honorable senators and everyone on board. Let me also join my colleagues and say that we do not want this meeting to go any other direction other than why we came here. We came here because we have deliberated on this for a long time, and where we have reached now, we want to complete this project. We've been getting this allocation from Treasury, and because they have to go through public works, we get our share, pay the contractor. Once our share is over, the project stays there. Like now in my county, this financial year, what we budgeted for the contractor, we have already paid. But the national government has not paid its share. So the contractor keep on mobilizing and demobilizing equipment and tools coming to the site and leaving. And that is why we are asking, let the Treasury pay and promise to pay within this calendar year, because we have wasted 8 years. Let us not talk of we talk of this budget, the current one, and maybe the coming one. All the balances are placed there. The rest, leave it to us. About inflation, about verification of the BQs and everything, we are going to take care and deliver the headquarter as expected, because I will be able to convince my members of the county assembly that this is all the money now we have. The rest will come from our own arrangement. But as long as this arrangement of 70-30 is there, every year when we go for budgeting, they only give me what is the share of the county. But once this one is crossed, we'll be able now to upgrade the budget for the headquarter and complete it. Thank you.
Governor.
I'll be very brief. We have waited, the people of Lamu have waited for this headquarters for 8 years. And I commit that hopefully, subject to these payments being received in this calendar year, we shall take care of any other expenditure that will be required to complete this county headquarters. Thank you.
Very good. I only need, you can have your mic off.